Hey Jaquise, we're going to go over your essay. The very first thing I noticed is that your format is all off. We talked about this in class, following MLA format. This does not follow that. So you've made your title bigger. Remember we said you don't make it bigger, bold it, don't underline it, nothing. You leave it the same. You also do not have, it's not double spaced. So your format's off and you're missing your heading that goes right here. So for paragraph 3 and 4, you have to make sure that you do that. Make sure that you're following proper MLA format, that you have the double space, and that you don't make the title bigger, no extra space here. I mean, this would be right if it were double spaced, but make sure that you do that. Follow the format. Your margins also look off, so check your margins. So how you're going to do that is you have, so your thing pulled up here, and it's going to go to layout, margins, and it should be 1 and 1. So if you look at this one here, this is 1-inch margins. And then this is, look how far over that is. So your format's way off. All right, so now let me look at here. So you say feeding him not shortly after it happens. So it wasn't shortly or it was shortly. I think that word not is throwing it out or throwing it off. So right here, you have a good use of a semicolon. So because yes, it was our neighbor next to us. She came to tell us it's Spike. So it's the start of a good use of a semicolon because you have a complete sentence and what's going to go into a complete sentence. However, it falls flat right here. He came to tell us that Spike have dug into their yard. So you wouldn't need a comma. He came to tell us that Spike had dug into their yard and was attacked by their boxer. So I'm going to say that again. It was our neighbor next to us. The use of a semicolon is good there if you fix that second spot. So it was our neighbor next to us, semicolon. He came to tell us that Spike had dug into their yard and was attacked by their boxer. That's how you would do that. My dad and I went over. That's a good use of that. So you could have done a little bit more with the descriptives. You do a little bit. But you could have painted that picture a little bit more. This is a really big topic, meaning it's important. It was vital to you. It meant a lot to you. It was devastating. And so I'm sure that you can picture it. So your job as a writer is to take that picture and put it on paper so your audience can really see the picture that you wanted us to see. So you're going to achieve that through your descriptive wording, and you don't have a ton of that. So that would be my feedback on that. It's a little bit choppy, so be careful with having too many simple sentences so it doesn't read choppy. So I think your ending sentence is really good. That's one thing that I've been giving the feedback on here, is that a lot of these are not really having that closing sentence. So I think you've done really well with that. So what I would work on here is, the format's probably going to be the biggest. And then, that sentence here, and again, that's minor. I don't see anything big here grammatically speaking. So, more descriptives could have been good. And then your format, those are the things to work on. But again, with that said, with paragraph 3 and 4, you aren't writing your process and your classification aren't going to really necessarily be super descriptive. So I think that you're going to do okay with those. So if you have any questions on this, you can let me know.